The Etch A Sketch is known as the magic screen. It's known as that because it's sort of a mystery as to how it works. My name is Jane Labowitch, and I'm also known as Princess Etch. I create Etch A Sketch art. Inside of an Etch A Sketch, there is a horizontal and a vertical axis, and where they intersect is a stylus on the inside of the screen. So the stylus will scrape powder from the glass screen that you see, and when you see those dark lines, what you're actually seeing is the inside of the Etch A Sketch. So that's sort of where the etch in Etch A Sketch comes from, because you're etching an image using the knobs to operate those axes. So I started playing with an Etch A Sketch when I was around 4 because I would go visit my grandma on weekends and she didn't really let me watch TV. So as a way to kind of stave off the boredom, I picked up an Etch A Sketch, and like most people I started with staircases and I would obsessively draw stairs. And eventually my brother showed me that if I turn both knobs at once, you can create diagonals and curves, and that just blew my mind. So from that point, I started creating rudimentary things, and eventually it got to the point where it became muscle memory for me because I had spent so much time just practicing on the toy. And from that point, my drawing and my Etch A Sketch skills kind of grew hand in hand. Well, first off, when you start an Etch A Sketch drawing, wherever you want the stylus to be, the stylus is the part that creates the lines. What you'll do is you'll draw where you want to be, and then you shake and erase, and then you can start from that point where the stylus last was. But say I want to get from one part of the drawing to the other, I'll either use the border sometimes. That's a good method for getting from part to part. But if I don't want to have a line around the whole drawing, like a giant border box, then what I'll do is I'll have to actually retrace over previous elements of my work to get from point A to point B. Depending on what I do, it can take as little as about 5 minutes for something simple to over 30 hours. And then upon finishing the Etch A Sketch drawing, I will make it permanent by drilling a hole in the back of the Etch A Sketch and then removing all of the extra aluminum powder from the inside. Because when you shake an Etch A Sketch, it's that powder that recoats the screen. So when you remove that powder, there's nothing left to recoat it, and therefore it cannot be erased any longer. Once the powder is removed, I seal up the hole, and then I lock the knobs down so that they can no longer be turned. And then after that, I package it up super safely in a bunch of bubble wrap. All of my Etch A Sketch art has made it completely intact, and we know how careful the post office can be with packages, so. I would consider my work to be more pop art. It's definitely more pop culturally relevant, especially given the medium that I have. The Etch A Sketch is just it's an American icon. It's a toy that's been around now since 1960, and it's so easily identifiable that I think that due to the medium, it almost has to be categorized as a pop culture kind of style that I'm working on.